And just one final wrestling question that I'm going to bore you with before I let you get back to watching Hellboy, the extended director's cut with extra close-ups. The current big thing, the big mystery storyline WWE is Retribution. I'm not looking for any spoilers or whatever, but there's been some what I think is stupid backlash to it because they're like, oh, it's too much of reality and all that shit. Personally, that's why I love it. Because you see the shit that's going on in the streets and the gangs and the rioters, and I don't like it. But then in WWE, they're finally doing something that's making you go, what's going on? And who is this? And who's in it? And can I get some merch? And all that stuff. I like the way it's going, and it seems like ratings have gone up or risen or whatever the fuck. So what's your take on the Retribution storyline and the online backlash to it?
Well, anytime you do a storyline like that, there's going to be backlash, and everything's online now. People use that word these days. Everything's online. Every fucking thing is online. So I wasn't impressed the first couple of weeks just because they were so tiny. They look like tiny human beings, and I felt like if I'm supposed to be intimidated by these guys or girls, they were just people, you couldn't really tell. But if I was supposed to be intimidated, if I was supposed to be intimidated, if I was supposed to be afraid, I was neither of those things. It looked like I could beat the shit out of everybody there. So it just looked like a bunch of kids running around. And then when it happened at the Performance Center, I was like, where's the locker room? Why didn't the locker room come out and kick these guys' ass? Is everybody going home? Because it wasn't like they waited till the building was closed to do it. Like, where's everybody at? And I guess that's what we're waiting for, and if that's the goal, because I know a lot of people they don't like the rioting and stuff like that, where send the locker room out and beat them up and you'll get that big pop, I guess is what we're building to. But I'm just not sure where it's going right now. And I don't hate it whatsoever, but that's also is not what's making me watch the show.
Do you think it would be possible in a way to book not so much a whole episode of a continuous riot, where just say the opening match it's Shane Helms versus The Rock, Retribution runs in, and the locker room empties, there's a giant fight in the ring, you go to break, then we come back from break, they're fighting in the locker rooms and in the streets, and you could throughout the night, instead of having matches, a series of basically like a cinematic episode where each segment has here's Retribution injuring fucking I can't think of a Drew McIntyre or Randy Orton's just been knocked out. Who did it? And you could set up all these potential twists, like maybe is Braun Strowman a heel now? Who left Roman Reigns lying out? But all this shit. Do you think they could get away with something like that?
If you do that on Raw, you're talking about 3 hours of one continuous fight. I don't know. I think I would get bored of that pretty quickly around the 40-minute mark. I don't know if I want to watch a 3-hour fight, no matter what the fuck's going on.
What about if it was a ladder fight?
Definitely not. 3 hours of guys slowly climbing a ladder. I don't know. You just got to tell stories like that in bits and pieces, and so that's what's going on right now. They're doing bits and pieces of it, but it's such a weird thing because we know these buildings have security, but somehow security can't stop these guys, and then the guys in the locker room, I know they came out in one of the matches recently. Was it SummerSlam or something? Wherever it was that, it might have been SmackDown with the one with Jeff Hardy won the Intercontinental title back from AJ. The locker room came out and fought some guys, and then they used that distraction for AJ to kick Jeff Hardy's leg. So at least there was something going on there. But we're going to need to find out who the leader is of this team and what it is. It's just a little slower storytelling than I think the audience is used to.
Well, I just hope it's revealed that The Miz is the leader, because everybody knows he's the legit toughest guy in the wrestling business today.
No doubt.